McLaren's Lando Norris took a dominant Singapore Grand Prix win, beating Red Bull title rival Max Verstappen by more than 20 seconds as Norris's teammate Oscar Piastri took the final podium place at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. "It was an amazing race," said Norris after romping to his third win of the season. "A few too many close calls, I had a couple little moments in the middle, but it was well controlled, I think, otherwise. And the car was mega, so I could push. We were flying the whole race, and yeah, at the end, I could just chill. So it was a nice race, still tough. I'm a bit out of breath, but a very fun one." When the lights went out at the start, Norris got away well from pole to take the lead. Verstappen also made a good start and he kept soft tyre starter Lewis Hamilton at bay as they went through the opening corners. Hamilton's teammate George Russell slotted into fourth with Piastri holding his starting fifth place despite a nervous moment in turn 1. The leading pair quickly began to pull away from the pack and after 5 laps Norris was 1.8s ahead of Verstappen, while the Dutchman had built a 3-second gap back to Hamilton. The first stint then settled into something of a procession, with only the leading pair making any real headway, and by lap 13 Norris led Verstappen by 7 seconds with the Dutchman 5 seconds clear of Hamilton. Hamilton broke the deadlock on lap 18, pitting to shed his starting softs. The Mercedes driver switched to hard tyres and dropped back to 13th. That bumped Russell up third, though the Mercedes driver was being chased by McLaren's Oscar Piastri who was just over a second back in fourth. The stops for the medium tyre runners in the top 10 began with 6th-placed Fernando Alonso who switched tyres on lap 27. He was followed in by P7 Haas driver Nico Hülkenberg and then RFED Bull's 10th-placed Sergio Perez was called in on lap 29 as he tried to bypass Williams' Franco Colapinto in the stops. The Mexican moved to hard tyres and when Colapinto made his stop 2 laps later the undercut had paid off and Perez found himself 3 seconds clear of the Argentine driver. 8th-placed Charles Leclerc elected to stay on track, however, and initially it looked like the Ferrari's driver's choice of a long stint was a poor one as he struggled to make his way forward. Verstappen made his sole stop a lap later than his teammate and that boosted Piastri to second, though the McLaren driver had yet to pit. Norris, who locked up on fading mediums and almost hit the wall, then made his pit stop on lap 31 and he rejoined in the lead, 7 seconds ahead of Piastri who was a little less than 14 clear of Verstappen. Piastri made his stop on lap 39 and when he emerged he was 5th once again, but with a significant tyre advantage over the 2 Mercedes cars ahead of him. And over the following 8 laps he reeled in Hamilton and Russell and climbed to 3rd place. It also meant that Verstappen moved back to P2, though the championship leader was 23 seconds adrift of Norris. Norris almost threw away the lead on lap 48 when he again tapped the wall, but the nervous moment seemed to galvanize the McLaren driver and he responded with a new fastest lap on the following tour. Behind the leader, Leclerc, at least benefiting from a late stop and clear air was able to close in on his rivals and after being promoted past teammate Sainz he muscled his way past Hamilton on lap 51 to claim 5th place. The Ferrari driver then gradually reeled in Russell but there was no way past the Briton and with 5 laps to go the top 10 order froze. After 62 grueling laps, Norris took his 3rd win of the season, with Verstappen cruising home in P2 to take his 11th podium finish of the season. Piastri claimed 3rd ahead of Russell and Leclerc with Hamilton taking 6th. Sainz crossed the line in 7th ahead of Alonso and Hülkenberg managed to keep Perez at bay, with the Mexican taking the last point on offer. Norris was denied the bonus point for fastest lap, however. RB's Daniel Ricciardo made a late pit stop for soft tyres and the Australian, whose drive is under threat, promptly went out and claimed a superb fastest lap, the 17th of his career.